Hello everyone! Welcome back to Let's Play Great Ace Attorney. This is V-Diffuser. In our last episode, we got through our first case, The Adventure of the Great Departure. And in this episode, it's time to tackle case 2. I got a really bad feeling that something's gonna happen to Genjin. After all, never fails. Something always happens to our mentor. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. I actually read this Sherlock Holmes book.
In a corner of that small, dark room,
Oh.
Sholmes and I waited with
Sholmes?
bated
What?
breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss.
This is
soft,
practically lifted
almost
from
growling sound.
the book itself.
Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Yeah, we all know stakes don't work like that. 9th of January. On board the steamship Burya. Who the heck are you?
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then.
No,
And
he's
the letters
not.
are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait! That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Don't be absurd. This is murder, and it cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from? I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Sherlock Holmes. Oh boy, what have we gotten ourselves in now? My head is throbbing. Yeah, from that horrible clash of logic, huh? What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Oh no, not again. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We are to drag you out of wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me now. Duh! We found you, and now you pay. Criminal! With a K. Are we in the Mortal Kombat universe now? How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, Now I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? I hate being right. Ah! You pretend you do not know. You are wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs, surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Kazuma, it was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come with England to me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Stranger things have happened. You must be even less of a man than you look. I don't know how to feel about that. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. That's understatement of the year, that is. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. Better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Although, if you do happen to find a passageway to an alternate universe, you might be good. To Narnia! Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. I've already been through this once. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship. But, murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Alright, Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it. They think I'm Kazuma's killer. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt can't be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? I've been out cold most of the day. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died. Then how can you think I did it? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So that means there was no signs of external injury then. That's true, yes. Alrighty, we have our badge and the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it, but I'll never forget how Kazamu reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked! I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but nobody opened the doors! Can anyone tell me what happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. You were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage, but this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. He was already dead when he arrived at his cabin door, I wondered. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. And they busted the door down. There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. And the white tape now there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. Yeah, this is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Yeah, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now. I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No! That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. He invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Yeah, riddle of the ages. Why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, yeah, you did say that. I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. At least until those upstart United States decide to come along. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little, and I guess we'll never figure it out. That look in his eyes then, it was darker than I'd ever seen it before. Susato-san, I'm sorry we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away in this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by himself. Jeez, are you a freaking mind reader? If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. Jeez, it's like the time that they tested the hurricane alarm when I used to live in Florida. Never heard it. Never heard it. The only reason I knew it was being tested is because they said they were testing it earlier that night. Or the day before. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth. For both stories. I slept through an honest-to-goodness hurricane alarm in Florida. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Something wrong? No, it's... Please, forget it. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever does this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna find out exactly what happened here. I'll work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me. Hiya! And I got judo thrown. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Susato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in court of law. I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves it.
Yes!
When I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were really the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back in that wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. That's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now will you help me up? Now do you think perhaps you could help... I called it. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. This isn't that kind of game. What does she think I am, a magician? Yeah, regular Abe no Seme you are. Alright, we are stuck investigating here. Alrighty. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. Alright, we have... I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start investigating in here. Examining everything I can. done that. Alright, Mr. Crew Member. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it is not true, I see. Well, jeez. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny! Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet! Of course not! Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Ah, did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Somebody knows more about this than they should. That won't do. What's the matter? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Oh, we're talking about moving around the room. I'm sure you're careful to look all around using left and right, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Alright, sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. He was always saying that Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. Yeah, I'll say. And now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. At least until the internet finds out about him. Then they're gonna have a field day. His calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship? Okay, you've got me on that one. Now you're gonna bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. Alrighty. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? A mark beside it? What is it, I wonder? It's a brick like hue. Yeah, that's totally what it is. Totally. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Alrighty. There's the glass. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in the final moments, was he? Sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. That's because it's Russian, it's not Japanese. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. That's gotta be Cyrillic. But I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. Right. We have a plate. That's my dinner plate from last night. Roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me! Oh no! Does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly. It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Alrighty. Ink. A very large traveling case, isn't it? I wasn't over that, but oh well. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah yes, I see it says, "This way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over and tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than the Susato takedown. Alrighty. Trunk. Desk. This is where dear Kazuma would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He'd even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. Could be a valuable clue. Not again! That's out of the question. He may have departed from this world, but we must not read his private thoughts. They're not his anymore! Alright, I won't read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. In this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Alrighty, we have a shelf. The books have fallen over on the shelf. They've all toppled over the same way. A statue of some god of the sea. And although he's fallen over as well. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. And perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Those are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I read a bell. Contraption. I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can ring a bell to summon servants. That sounds almost magical. God damn it, why is my camera blowing this all out? Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all. That's some kind of opening for a ventilator. Yeah, it's for the air. Well, this ventilator, that's what it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when seas are rough, or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. That's an interesting way of perching on that desk. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. That's one way of describing him. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? I know who it is, but Ryunosuke doesn't. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew, but something very unsettling about him, or unusual about him. And why is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, you simply must talk with him. Uncontrollably excited is right. By the way, I expect that you noticed already, but just in case... Yeah, we know that. Oh, please do. Let's see. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. Pip pip. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, did this not age well. Oh no. Sorry, what? Now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Well, that's true, at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Oh, dear Lord. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. What the fuck? And when the bed-ribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life, too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. Even though they are all complete bullshit. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, aren't you? Certainly I am. Do you see in another cabin in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. I don't know, maybe the guy in the back. Nah, no. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution, too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way Hiya! Ow. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Wow, that's 3 times in one episode. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it! You see, what do you make of it? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right! Or am I left? It's hard to say now. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Sholmes! Oh, God. Because they can't use Sherlock Holmes, they use Sherlock Sholmes. Anyway, we'll get through this mess in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.